One player the Leafs got in return for captain Dion Phaneuf is 20-year-old Tobias Lindberg. He played for Leafs assistant DJ Smith last year in Oshawa, recording 78 points and a Memorial Cup ring. Despite Masai Ujiri being under contract for the next 2 seasons, New York Knicks owner James Dolan has expressed interest in Masai Ujiri becoming the next team president in the event Phil Jackson steps down or is fired. Now, the two have worked together on the Carmelo Anthony and Andrea Bargnani trades, and with former CEO of MLSE Tim Lewicki no longer aboard, there's a chance the Raptors could lose their best asset in the coming future. It's hard to believe that at age 27, Chris Sale is getting even better and is on pace to have his best season yet. Despite the 6-2 loss to the Indians last night, he has Chicago on top of the American League Central, a division they haven't won since 2008. This is a huge opportunity for Jeffrey Orridge and the Canadian Football League. Toronto is the #1 media market and commercial market, and as well with the move to BMO Field, more opportunity for sponsors and advertisers to get in the stadium, so huge win for the Canadian Football League. They bumped Troy Tulowitzki down in the lineup. That didn't make a difference. Obviously a huge hit for Russell Martin. Confidence was at an all-time low right now. Mustache is at an all-time high, but he needed that hit. On top of all the front office moves, Lions wide receiver Calvin Johnson retired on Tuesday, giving Detroit more than $41 million of cap space heading into the offseason. From Windsor, Scott Bellofiore, CSM. David Price is a big free agent. We've seen the market with guys like Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander asking for upwards of $200 million. Marco Estrada is a free agent. R.A. Dickey and Mark Burley are close to retirement. At this point in the season, general manager Kevin Cheveldayoff may think twice about re-signing his leader and moving on with Dustin Byfuglien and the rest of the Jets' young core. No, not at all. He's been the focus of this Jays team since 2010, and really, with the 227 home runs, top 10 in the AL in walks the past 2 seasons, you combine that, guys, with his superior defense, that cannon of an arm in right field, he has nothing left to prove in 2016 for me. He is going to bring that playoff experience, really won the Cup in 06 with Carolina as a rookie, and then again in 2010 with the Blackhawks. And although he doesn't have big stats in the playoffs, Andrew Ladd brings all the intangibles to the table: chemistry, reputation, and respect among his players and head coach Joel Quenneville. In one of the highest scoring games in AHL history, Toronto completed the 9-8 comeback victory over St. John's on Saturday. 14 different Marlies recorded points, including multi-point efforts from 7 different players. Some playoff hockey, Game 3 from Brooklyn. Thomas Hickey absolutely crushes Jonathan Drouin. He would leave the game and not return. The Arizona Coyotes have 2 standout prospects in the Ontario Hockey League, in Erie's Dylan Strome and London's Christian Dvorak, both top 5 in scoring. But they're not the only future Coyotes enjoying early success this season. In his first year in the OHL, Christian Fischer leads the Windsor Spitfires with 85 points. General manager Ken Holland has done a tremendous job drafting players, developing them, and then bringing in the right free agents. But the Philadelphia Flyers have done their best to push Detroit to the brink, which could ultimately lead to an overhaul in the Motor City for the first time in 2 decades. Along with Brett Cecil and Roberto Osuna, Toronto should have a trio at the back end of a pen that will be able to compete in the AL East in 2016. From the Rogers Center, Scott Bellofiore, CSM. And everyone knows about Pat Venditti, ambidextrous, pitches with both his left and his right arms. He could make the team. Anthony Ghost was the center fielder for the Tigers last season, but Detroit traded for Cameron Maybin in the offseason and signed Justin Upton to play left field. In a rematch of the 2014 Winter Classic, the Leafs will this time host the Detroit Red Wings in the 2016 Centennial Classic here in downtown Toronto at BMO Field.